Hey guys, welcome back. So I finally have another foundation first impressions for you. I haven't done one of these in I don't even know how long, probably since September last year. I got this foundation from a lovely subscriber of mine back in November, and I really wanted to give it a go, like at the time, and I didn't. I was like, no, I want to do a first impressions, and then I also took a bit of a gap from YouTube. So I've kept it and I'm so excited. I finally have time to film, so I am going to scrape my hair back and just get cracking. So the foundation in question is from Wet n Wild, and it's the PHOTOFOCUS foundation, and I've got it in the shade Soft Ivory. Now if you've seen any of my first impressions videos before on like foundations, then you will know that my preferred method of application is using like a beauty blender or a makeup sponge, but for I think the last one at least, or what I said I was going to do there from then on, was to do half and half. So for one half of my face I'm going to use the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, which I have a love-hate relationship with, which is why I'm kind of doing it this way. And the other half I'm going to be using the Real Techniques buffing brush. It's the only kind of foundation brush I have, so that is what I'm going to do. I do prefer the beauty blender to the Real Techniques sponge because, like I say, I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with this. I've got one sponge that I used and I really liked, and then I bought another one and it's just like rock hard and it won't soften up even when it's damp. It's really annoying, so I just don't understand. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna get cracking. The only thing that this foundation does claim to do is to not have flashback with flash photography, so I can only presume that means it just doesn't have SPF in it. I don't know what its other claims are. Any mirror I have is in here, so I'm gonna have to use that one. The applicator is a bit weird. It kind of freaked me out when I first opened it. I was like, oh, holy shit. Purely for the hygiene reason. It's the only thing that puts me off. But otherwise, I'm not that bothered. To be fair, you could like put it on the back of your hand and then put it on your face. But I just can't be bothered. So this side is going to be the sponge, which is my right side, and then my left is going to be with the brush. So let's see how this blends. Okay, so it's one half done. I have to say it's a little on the pale side. I wasn't expecting it to be. If anything, I was expecting it to be too dark. Maybe I have actually got a bit of a tan. One other thing I would say about this is it seems to just, I don't know if it is a good thing or not, it just seems to blend to nothing. It's almost as if the kind of applicator, because on both sides it's done it, has literally just like absorbed all of the product. Like, I have no idea where it is. And the other thing, the smell, I'm not sure what it is. I can only resemble it to that of a hamster cage, not in like the soiled bedding, but with like, you know, the dried food you get for your hamsters. Kind of smells a bit like that. So I'm just gonna pop a little bit more on, and by a little bit I mean a whole lot more, because it just seems to have disappeared. So weirdly it feels quite dry to apply. Like normally when I go over with foundation, over my foundation, it just kind of, like, I can kind of feel it, especially with a brush, but this one I can't. And on closer inspection, the brush really doesn't work. I don't know if you'll be able to tell that there is like actual brush lines, especially here, like all over, whereas that side's not quite as bad. Although, oh my god, it is picking up those hairs on my lip. Oh wow. It just looks like I've got loads of pores on my top lip, which is not fantastic. And the bit on my eye, I'm not sure if you can see that. But yeah, okay. I am going to just go over this side now because I know obviously that's been a bit of a fail. In terms of the appearance, so I'm just going to kind of go over it a little bit just to blend out the brush lines a bit. Yeah, it feels really dry. It's weird. Never had a foundation feel dry before, like even a matte foundation. And the coverage, not great. You can see everything. So I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup like I always do. For reference, it is 2 minutes past 11. I am going to put powder on because I put powder on a daily basis anyways. So my first impressions, I don't want them to be kind of any different to how I would wear the foundation normally. Not that I think I need it. Maybe a little bit, kind of on my T-zone. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to put it all on and I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, so it's about 10 or so minutes later. I've just finished putting on the rest of my makeup. It hasn't changed all that much, well, in terms of colour anyway. It hasn't like oxidized or anything, which is amazing, but it is, I can feel it, you know, when you can just, especially on my top lip, I don't know why, and when I like touch it, it feels quite tacky, even though I powdered. And the one thing I can kind of notice is like where it's all clinging around here, more so than normal. Like, I have oily combination skin, for anyone who doesn't know, so the fact that it's like clinging, I mean, that is kind of a place that's renowned for doing that anyway, but this side is okay. Well, it's not as bad anyway. It's a little bit kind of missing. But yeah, it's kind of, yeah, I mean, looks wise it doesn't look that bad, but I just don't like being able to feel my foundation, not like this anyway. It feels heavy and I just want to take it off. I'm not going to, obviously. I'm going to day test this like I always do. So it is just gone 11:15. I'll come back to you in a couple of hours and let you know how I am getting on. Hello, so it is almost 5 o'clock. So this has been on for 6 hours now. And let me just grab my mirror. Where did I put it? So it has kind of settled a little bit, like in a good way, because before I said that it was fucking eyelash stuck to my face, ignore that. Yeah, it has kind of settled in terms of the tackiness, although it is still a little bit tacky and I can kind of feel that it is there. And as you may be able to tell, also I've got highlight on, but I have gone really shiny, and all around kind of here it's settled like really weird. I don't know if you can see that. Ignore the fact that my lipstick's worn off, but look. Ew. So yeah, it's just accentuated every little pore on my face. It just looks quite crap, to be honest, which is annoying because I've really had some high expectations for that, but yeah, didn't go down so well. So I probably won't do another update later on because I'm already kind of really disappointed, to be honest. So I'm probably gonna take it off quite shortly and call it a day. The birds are just on one. So yes, I'm gonna leave it here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Apologies, it was slightly on a more negative side, but that is me. I'd like to tell it how it is. So yeah, bit of a thumbs down for this foundation, but give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all very soon.